Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, NFP leader's wife should resign, says PM. Work progresses on Korosomo slip. And funding to help prevent human trafficking.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama is calling for the resignation of Dr. Rajni Chand as Director of Flexible Learning at the University of the South Pacific. Dr. Chand is the wife of National Federation Party leader Professor Biman Prasad and was appointed after the position was advertised within USP. Bainimarama claims Dr. Chand's appointment was not in line with the university's policy as it was not advertised internationally.
Biman should do the right thing and get his wife to resign. Resign, or he will always be seen and referred to as a wimp. He should be embarrassed in allowing that issue to fester. He is endorsing corruption by letting his wife continue in that post.
Dr. Chand today told FBC News that she is not taking any questions from the media. Work is progressing on the new road under construction at Korosomo Hill. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama yesterday visited the site and acknowledged the work being carried out. The new road will allow travel of heavy vehicles from Lambasa to Nambowalu and vice versa. The current alternative route only allows for vehicles under 10 tons. Construction of the 800-meter three-lane road is expected to be completed by the end of this month, weather permitting. The Prime Minister visited the Korosomo slip site along with Minister for Infrastructure and Transport Choni Sumate and Minister for Disaster Management Office Inia Seriratu. The state has dropped the case against a Navy officer alleged to have raped an underage girl in 2019. He had been charged with 1 count of rape. The man and the complainant were friends on Facebook, and it was alleged that the officer raped the girl the first time they met. The state filed a nolle prosequi, meaning it will no longer prosecute the matter, and the High Court judge discontinued the proceedings against the Navy officer. Fiji will now be able to build its capacity to prevent human trafficking through the $1.2 million funding from the European Union and International Organization for Migration. This money will be used to train government officials and civil society organization personnel on how to respond and combat human trafficking. Ministry of Defense Permanent Secretary Manasseh Lesuma says this is a serious issue and needs everyone's support.
We note that there's a lot of work that has been done by the civil societies also and other government agencies, but there hasn't been any platform where we are able to, to actually coordinate these together.
The Agriculture Ministry has seen a massive increase in the number of farms, mostly in rural areas. Agriculture Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says many individuals who lost their jobs due to the pandemic have resorted to farming as a source of income. Dr. Reddy says these people have engaged in the agriculture sector as laborers, farmers, entrepreneurs, and also middlemen. He says this will further increase the value of this year's agricultural exports.
More people, more farmers, more land brought under agriculture after COVID-19, because people saw that that's the only hope, because they lost their job in the garment factory and hotels, restaurants, or other shops and businesses.
There's been some positive movement in the leasing market in the Western Division with anticipation of the borders reopening. Bayshore Real Estate Director Arif Khan says smart investors are negotiating good leasing tenancy as well as picking up deals with prices down up to 30%. Khan says landlords need to make adjustments to their income. He adds in the Central Division they have noticed around 10 to 15% decline in property prices.
So I would encourage with the price adjustments, investors go out and take advantage of it, as well as we see a trend towards acquisition of more farmland.
More young women are losing their lives to cancer. CWM Hospital General Surgeon Dr. Ilaitian Delasau says these are women in their 30s and 40s with children. Dr. Delasau says most of these patients opted for traditional treatment, which did not work. He adds that the treatment for cancer is early surgical intervention.
Removing it before it starts to spread to other parts of the body, for breast, before it starts infiltrating into the muscle of the chest, before it goes into the underarms and the armpits, where the lymph nodes where cancer spread. It can spread to the lungs, to the liver, and to the bones.
Up ahead, discipline still an issue in local tournaments. And Blitz Championship to uncover exciting results.
Oira na ngone no de nunu enda be singe ni mataka.
Mersi sunga da kena loma dina kena mikaron.
Sakena ngau na mitar lo bina no baksa ngai ka wala lo mataki na ngone. Dalo bina oya o meliki.
Bulre, oya wo Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira enda be mataka.
Boniti kena magrombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena radio Fijiana nandomo ibiti.
Pindah-pindah na mataka dan ramai na singabo.
Fiji Rugby is in the process of addressing disciplinary issues that normally arises during local sevens tournaments. A lot of red cards were shown during the first leg of the Super 7 series. The FRU has held workshops with coaches in the past weeks after analysing the statistics and tackles from the first leg. Chief Executive John O'Connor says they're working with national coach Gareth Baber on ways to improve the level of rugby.
We want to run these tournaments, so we deal with the issues that usually we deal with in the HSBC 7 series. In terms of discipline and everything, and address it now, rather than addressing it in the Olympics, it will be costly for us.
After their disappointing outing in the first leg of the Fiji Rugby Union Super 7 series, the Fijiana 7 side has re-looked at its approach. The side, also known as Mount Carmel, lost to Mount Masada 15-0 in the final of the women's competition in round 1. Now with 3 other national women's teams to feature this week, head coach Sayasi Fuli says they have upped the ante in terms of preparation. Fuli says the main goal is to get as much game time as possible.
The last series we had Striders and Seahawks. This time we have the extended squad of the Fijiana 15s forming 2 teams, and I know that they will bring another new challenge and a different approach for us to prepare us mentally, physically, and how we can maintain that consistency.
The National Chess Blitz Championship is expected to bring out some exciting matchups and upsets. Fiji Chess Federation General Secretary Guru Arvind says anyone can be the winner, as it is difficult to predict results. The competition will see players battle on the board for 12 rounds, each round having a span of 5 minutes. Arvind says a player's speed and accuracy at crucial moments will result in their win.
So you could be thinking in 10 seconds time and there'll be like 50 things to think about. So sometimes you'll have blind moves, you'll have to make really wild guesses which might win the game or lose the game in a matter of seconds.
Rafael Nadal has suffered a shock exit at the Australian Open. Stefano Tsitsipas, 2 sets down and on the brink of elimination, somehow produced a comeback of his life. we can expect humid weather to continue apart from scattered afternoon or evening showers. The forecast for tomorrow is for more fine conditions. That's FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust. Get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही है।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।